I bet I drill a clean hole in somebody today.
As I was watching the Heihachi trailer, I was just noticing that one, Lydia seems like she's going to be the main character. Also, you have a segment where Eddie's going to be doing his thing, and then also it looked like even Heihachi's going to do his thing. All of these characters are DLC. You have to buy them to play them. You can't even practice lab against the characters without buying them. So I was like, are we gonna have to buy these characters to play as them, or are they not gonna be playable and we're gonna be using, let's say, Yoshimitsu, Jin Kazama, Reina, characters who circle around them? And then I started to do some digging, and I went back to this tweet here from Harada, and in this he does actually confirm, and this is legendary, bro. I never seen a fighting game creator do this. Like with Mortal Kombat, they had Quan Chi in their story, Ermac in their story, and those characters are DLC, but you are not able to play as them. So for Tekken to do this, bro, it really is something amazing. And this tweet here, this was posted back when Eddie was revealed, and it's a little bit outdated now. As we start reading it, you'll understand why. And I also have a clip of a Tekken talk that was did at the same time that backs this information up. Harada says there's a slight misunderstanding about this. In quotes, DLC characters will have their own story mode. So we watched the Tekken talk, and this is kind of the takeaway that we got from it. So he's clearing up that whole thing. He says rather than adding a story mode for each character, we're going to add a story mode for each of the additional characters. So instead of giving every character an ending, you will have all 4 characters be a part of the additional story. And now this is pretty interesting because the final character, we do not know who that character is, but right here Harada is saying whoever that character is will also be a part of the story as well. You also now have to take into consideration which character makes sense to be a part of the story. If I had to say like a Bob, I don't think Bob fits into the story. I don't think an Armor King fits into a story. Anna, he says, including Eddie in the summertime after May to show us how they were involved in Tekken 8's main story mode, Dark Awakens. So this part here is the outdated information I was telling you about. I don't know why they told us that the story DLC would first drop with Eddie, then here they say it will drop in summertime after May, and then now they're telling us it will drop, you know, in autumn. I don't know, like if all 4 characters are to be a part of it, why did they initially tell us that it's going to drop with Eddie? I don't know, this was weird. Maybe they just did this to hide the fact that there's more characters to come and they didn't want us to like figure it out. But let's continue. Not just an expansion of Eddie's story when they only add Eddie, but a cohesive expansion for the other characters involved in the story, which will happen is sometime between May and summer. You see the May and summer again. So while the original Tekken characters that will be added as DLC has been described in terms of how they relate to the main storyline, they will not be in the form of separate episodes for each character, but rather an expansion pack for the main storyline. Of course, these will be offered for free as the story expansion that can be enjoyed without having to purchase the DLC characters, etc. That is fire. That is fire. We always give them a lot of flack for making bad decisions and like being greedy, but this here is one of the best decisions I ever seen, and I don't see Mortal Kombat doing it, Street Fighter doing it.
And the thinking is, you know, it'd be kind of lame to lock that behind for just people who bought the characters. So obviously that would be edition free of charge for everyone who owns Tekken 8 to be able to play.